Everyone has emotions, yet there are obstacles in communicating these emotions effectively. The top four reasons are social expectation, self protection, protecting of others, and social and professional roles. Social expectation has to do with what social group you're in. The most major group is the genders. Males have a role in the United States that they only can express anger, although women don't like this. Women are able to express almost every emotion very effectively because they are allowed to. I find this very unfair. Men should be able to express any kind of emotion, sadness, happiness, anything, without having to be criticized for how they feel. It's weird to think about that women want men to express themselves, but if they do, they'll get made fun of. This allows for no help for the men to do anything. They can only show what makes them manly and say just like that. Self-protection is how we don't want others to change how they think of us according to the way we express ourselves. No one wants someone to be angry at them, so whenever someone expresses that they are angry at them, they lose full interest in that person. A major part of self-protection is the chilling effect. The chilling effect is how someone has power over you, so you withhold the way you feel to allow for them to like you more. This could be either a parent or a boss, and we don't want to get grounded or fired. Protecting others is how people refrain from telling them how they feel about something to not hurt someone else's feeling. In Asian countries, they refrain from using any emotional expression because in Asian cultures, they believe hurting others is shameful. This is not to say that here in America, though, we have it all figured out with emotion. People still leave emotion held away from others because they don't want to hurt them at all. But having a full, open, emotional relationship could cause for harm more by letting everybody know how you feel about everything. Social and professional roles are how you express your emotions while in a professional like setting. According to what job you have, it may ask for different kinds of emotion to be expressed, and also for certain emotions to be suppressed. People don't want doctors or nurses to get angry or impatient, or police officers to get agitated easily, or even judges to cry during a testimony. These are four reasons we do not express our emotions, but when we do express our emotions, it can lead to conflict. In Western relationships, it is natural to have conflict. It is actually said that if you don't have conflict, there could be a problem there. People used to think that having conflict was bad for a relationship, but it's actually the way you resolve the conflict. Conflict may be expressed overtly or covertly. Overt conflict may be a simple disagreement or engaging in a shouting match. Sometimes it can even lead to physical attacks, but they are never accepted in an intimate relationship. Covert conflict exists when people express their feelings about disagreements indirectly. The most common form of covert conflict is passive aggression. This is when the person is acting aggressive while denying that they are actually feeling aggressive. This is also done through games. Games are a way to make the person feel like you are helping while actually putting them down. Conflict is also shaped by our differences among social communities. This can be gender, sexual orientation, and ethnicities. In general, women are more likely to want to discuss conflict, where men want to avoid and are actually will use physical harm to avoid it best as possible. According to psychologist John Gutman, it is actually reported that men actually have a greater physical response, including higher heart rate, when there is a conflict than women. Sexual orientation actually does not have a major influence on the way they resolve conflict, it's usually just upon gender. Between each ethnicity is a different way of resolving conflict. There is not one set way to resolve any conflict according to each ethnicity, though. Conflict can be managed either well or poorly. One of the main reasons that conflict can be managed poorly is when they let emotions get the best of them. In conflict, when using I language, it can also mean that you're using self-serving bias, not allowing for the relationship to be between both of you, but just for you. It is usually seen that conflict can be bad for a relationship, but it actually means that the relationship can grow. Relationships can be intensified by allowing for the conflict to be passed and for a resolution to occur. And as stated before, having a lack of conflict does not mean that the relationship is in a healthy state. Having conflict is actually a sign that the relationship can be moved in the right path.